This is the first episode of Gamer7 podcast.
I'm Jeremy. I'm functionally psychotic.
And I'm Justin. And what am I again?
You're over. You made me forget, you bastard.
Yeah.
Okay. Overly cynical. Something to that effect.
Overly
pessimistic.
Overly pessimistic. So
Yeah.
yes. Isn't that fun? We just wasted like a whole 30 seconds.
There's nothing wrong with wasting 30 seconds.
Okay.
Podcast. I'll edit it out if it really offends you.
No. People need to know how bad we are at this.
We'll get better.
So this is Gamer7. It is our own little way of talking about games. We've been wanting to do this for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
And issues have prevented us from doing the video portion. So
my computer exploded.
So yes, we have a really nice microphone. We decided let's do podcasting until we can get that all fixed. So we are called Gamer7, and if you haven't figured it out by our title card, we are heavily inspired by a
Suda51's Killer 7, and if you don't know what that is, you do not deserve to own a GameCube.
It was on PlayStation 2, but
that was way later.
No, it was around the same time, but it was just really bad. Like the controls were meant for a GameCube.
I played it on the PlayStation originally. It was like no.
I'm sorry.
And now I own it on the GameCube.
We all own it on the GameCube.
We have to own it on the GameCube.
We wouldn't be allowed to use the name then.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about stuff and. You're going to listen, or you're going to stop listening, in which case...
Just do what you were doing and listen to what we're saying.
Yeah, there you go. So, we're going to talk about the news.
In the news.
Yes.
We have to copy Top Gear, don't we?
Yes, we do.
In the news.
In the news. So, we're going to talk about things that we've seen this week that interest us, and the biggest thing, which I'm assuming everyone's talking about, is the new Grand Theft Auto trailer.
Yeah, looks like a lot of fun. Makes me want to play Grand Theft Auto.
Doesn't make me want to play 4.
Yeah, nothing would make me want to play 4.
I won't play San Andreas right now, though.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, yes. It seems in the game you get to play as 3 main characters, as opposed...
Well, I didn't really grab that from the trailer.
It was written in the press release. Yeah, there's a system.
Well, again, I didn't really grab that from the trailer. It just seems like you're focused around a retired gangster.
Yeah, he seemed to be the main focus in the trailer. That's like that's who you followed. Yeah. There was the other 2 characters, but they got like a little slice of that of the trailer pie.
You get that dude talking about how he doesn't want to be a thug and a gangster, and I applaud him for that. Golf clap, everyone, golf clap. And then you have that psycho redneck.
Yeah, and then the other black gangster who wants to get out of being it too.
Well, no, he's like, I got no problem being in. I'm not directly quoting, and if I am, that's awesome. Like, I have no problem being in the hood. Like, you want to, and the other dude's like, you want to be a gangster? Fine, but that's not me.
Yeah, no, and he seems to steal cars. It seems to be his thing. So
at
least that's all we could figure out.
Yeah,
the game looks really nice.
It does. It looks great.
Like 4, I thought it looked okay, but not mind blowing. At least a lot of people thought it did.
The only thing I didn't like about one of the things I didn't like about
here's that laundry list
was the driving.
Yeah, the driving.
I'm a master at driving in Vice City and San Andreas. I'm like, yeah, go around, then top speed, go around, top speed. I was doing races by the end. I'd never done races in 3 because 3 the cars were way too fragile. Mm-hmm. So you casually bump into a taxi. Not only are the cops after you, but your bumper just fell off. But in San Andreas and Vice City, that improved so much.
Yeah,
and the driving was so much better in San Andreas. And then I'm like, okay, well, let's go into 4 with Nico Bellic.
Yes,
that's the wrong accent. Anyway, and I'm like, okay, just drive like you're in San Andreas, and I'm bouncing as I'm skidding, not just like just like do. I mean, I love Euphoria. It's a great animation engine.
Yeah.
The way people react when they get shot, that's great. It's not good for driving.
No.
It just caused so many problems when you were driving. That's one of the problems I had with that game.
Yeah, no, there's a whole laundry list of issues.
Yeah,
in that game. I didn't like the main character. He wasn't interesting.
Nico Bellic wasn't. No, he was too sad for himself.
Yeah, no, he was the emo protagonist.
Yeah, no, I have no problem a character having sympathies for himself. And talking about how he doesn't want to be a bad guy. But not when he's screaming, "I'll kill you all, you sons of bitches."
Yeah, and
5 minutes after the cutscene.
Yeah, like after the cutscene finishes of him like feeling grief for himself,
he's a psycho.
You go and you kill a prostitute.
Yeah.
And it's the same issue that a lot of people had with Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah,
with
you
like
can't be bad when you're John Marston.
Yeah, but see, that's the issue. The game tells you can be bad. They even set up achievements for you to be bad.
No, it didn't. Well,
the damsel,
dastardly. Okay,
yeah.
One achievement.
But still, like. It's so jarring because you listen to the character and he feels so bad. He's an interesting character.
Yeah, and he's never psycho when he's killing people.
No,
when he's he's apologizing in some instances.
Yes, but it's jarring when you give the character an open world and you tell us that this character hates what he's doing, and then you allow us to do it, and then it feels jarring. It wasn't so difficult in Red Dead because we sympathized so much that we didn't want to do the bad things.
That's a great character. John Marston's a fantastic
But that
character.
wasn't the case with Grand Theft Auto because we didn't care for Nico. So when we're going behind what he says, it just feels retarded.
Yeah, well, he was bipolar. Obviously, he was bipolar. Because John Marston was a continuous character. You felt sorry for him. You didn't want to do any bad things. When he was killing random people, he was usually in self-defense, and he was again apologizing. Nico is just going completely psycho, having war flashbacks, and like, "I'll kill you all, you sons of bitches." And then later with that girlfriend that didn't want to sleep with you, the only girlfriend I respect in that game, and she's all like. And you're like, I've done a lot of bad things. And she's like, yeah, well, do you feel bad for it? Yes, I do. No, you don't. Lying to that woman's face. You lie to every woman's faces. Nico was just a cheater, and oh my god, I hated that. I hate that guy. I hate his cousins.
And his cousin. I was right to say, let's talk about the main reason why everyone hated Grand Theft Auto, the cousin.
Yeah, what was his Ramon?
Yeah,
Roman, just Roman, not Ramon.
Yeah.
Roman. Yeah, Roman Bellic. He was not a good guy. He was annoying. He was a womanizer, and then he felt bad that his girlfriend was cheating on him, and then randomly they get married out of nowhere. I'm like, did you? I've seen the two of you interact. It's never loving. Why? Why are you two getting married?
Is that just what happens, man?
Yeah.
About the best thing to come out of those games was the DLC. Yep. And those are definitely worth playing.
I haven't played them yet.
I played a bit of them.
I want to. I just can't afford to play them.
Yes, well, that seems to be the issue with all of us. Okay, so let's move on to the main topic.
We never even finished talking about the trailer to 5, though.
We liked it.
Yeah.
So that was it.
Oh.
Did we really? It was a minute and a half. We literally talked for 9 minutes about it. So
okay, well, we talked for 9 minutes about 4.
We didn't like 4.
No, we didn't.
So,
okay, well, that's where you go.
Yeah, so I mean...
Moving on.
Yes. So our main topic is something of a controversial one, even though I don't get how. It's the new Devil May Cry, or DMC. DMC. Yes. The controversy being that it exists.
Yeah.
There are fans who are just going nuts about this. They're complaining everything from that it's completely ruining the franchise because Dante looks like an emo douchebag. Mm-hmm. Which I still think Nico was a bigger emo douchebag, but that's just from our conversations.
Again.
And everything from the combat being slow, apparently.
I haven't seen the combat trailer. I'll have to look at it later.
Yeah. Again,
but from the actual trailers I've seen, it doesn't look slow.
No, people are gamers are afraid of change.
Yeah.
So, before we get into that topic, because I know that's going to be something we're going to go on forever, let's talk about our views, because you and I share very different views in the world of Devil May Cry. You are an actual fan of Devil May Cry.
Yeah, I am. I like Devil May Cry.
Since the first game,
Not 2, but I like Devil May Cry.
Yeah, no one liked 2. That's you were completely justified in that saying. As for me, I'm not really a fan, as more of a casual observer. I didn't like 1. I played it again with the HD remake because, you know, maybe I thought to myself, maybe I was just being an asshole and being too cynical for my own good, and maybe it was a good game. And came to find out it's an okay game. It definitely aged, but it's not completely unplayable like I remembered it being as a younger mean child.
You remember it being completely
unplayable at one point. I don't remember.
It was the most playable game I played.
I think it had to be. I think it had to be the whole finding all of the collectibles before getting into a room. You have
to find all.
No,
of the
the red. You have to pick up all the red things to open up the doors. That you had to do in the beginning. I think I remember as a kid, I just couldn't fathom where all of them were. And
You're not very good with spatial thinking.
No, I'm not.
And if the game doesn't take control away from you, you never notice anything scary in video games.
No, I miss fear.
You miss so much.
Fear.
Yeah, fear.
You too.
That whole room caught on fire, and I was
looking at a corner, like, what is with this texture?
I was looking for collectibles. I did not mean to trigger the event. I was like, okay, we're in a new room, there's nothing around, look for collectibles. I guess I walked past it too close, and that room, and that thing caught on fire, I hear it, I turn around, and there's just skeletons on the ground. I'm like, oh, I missed it.
And that happens to me all the time in games.
That happens to you all the time.
Oh,
it's happened to me twice.
I've pretty much missed everything important that's happened in Half-Life 2 in all the episodes. Whole explosions passed me by, and I'm like, what was that sound? And then
I remember watching you play that. You were playing with the tiny teleporter while they were explaining the big one.
Yep. and then when they're getting the teleporter, I'm like, the tiny ones I've been playing with? I lose track of what I'm supposed to be paying attention to. I also apparently like staring at the ground a lot. I get yelled at for that.
Yeah, I'm not yelling at you, though.
Yeah, no, Robert is. He's like, you're missing all the good stuff. I'm like, but there might be something on the ground. Because, we've become instinctive that there's things that we need to pick up all the time, whether it's ammo or a health pack or shiny dog tags. Something. There's got to be something there.
Something's on the ground somewhere at some point.
So, thanks to that, now when, the game wants me to look at the sky because there's a giant, spaceship or something. Yeah. I'm digging on the ground, hoping to God I can find that next stupid collectible to be cooler than my friends.
Okay, back to DMC.
Yes. So, what did you think of the trailers and the hoo-ha and the plot by Ninja Theory?
Oh. Okay, when I first saw the original trailer and it's a little kid, I say little, but
it was the same guy, but it was kind of jarring because at this point we have old man Dante.
Yeah, we have white hair Dante at least, but there's this kid sitting in a white room being investigated, and it's like, what have you been seeing, stuff like that, and he looks up and you see scenes of the city trying to kill him. I do like that idea.
I like that. The levels at least look really interesting.
Yeah, and I was like, oh well, this trailer looks good. Who's this kid with black hair? And then it says, by the way, my name, it's Dante. I go, what? And then DMC, Devil May Cry. Oh, really?
Yep, nope. You and like 5 million other people all simultaneously said that exact same thing.
But I'm seeing more trailers, I'm watching gameplay, and I'm like, it looks good. I'll play it. It's not going to be a day one purchase. I'm not going to pre-order this.
I think I am. For some reason, this is just... I think maybe I'm so infatuated with it because everyone else hates it.
Yeah, you're like that. You're the troll.
I am.
You're like, oh, people don't like this. I'm gonna like it. That's what you do.
I know. Tons of people hated Devil May Cry 4 because you weren't Dante.
Well, then you were Dante, and that gameplay was slow, clunky, and boring.
I love that. I think they only put Dante in because people were complaining, but then like. They did it as a way to troll you to go, see, this is why you need to be Nero. He's got those cool new abilities.
Yes, Nero was definitely a stronger combat character.
He was also a more interesting character, in my opinion. But then again, that's just me, because
and because of this Devil May Cry, we're never gonna know anything more about him.
No, they'll just make a new version of him.
I don't want a new version of him. They'll flat out say who he is, what he did, and all that stuff.
Come on,
they'll be like, oh, this is Virgil's son. Oh, thank you for ruining the mystery of the original Nero. I liked Nero because he grew up. He wasn't religious, but he grew up in a religious community. He was more interested in just himself and that girl who was his love interest / sister, not blood related sister, but those three people thought of each other as family, and that's just. But he liked her and she liked him, but he was more interesting because he had no idea what was going on with his hand. He didn't know it was because he's a demon somehow, and he can use Yamato, not just use Yamato, but grab it and it fixes himself, which leads me to believe that he's related to at least Virgil. I think he's Virgil's son, but you were never going to find out because of this Devil May Cry. This is what pisses me off about this Devil May Cry. It's abandoning an interesting character and storyline for this new stylized reboot or parallel game or whatever it's going to be.
Well, from what it sounds like, it's definitely a reboot. I don't know. I'm kind of more leaning towards the reboot as opposed to continuing the plot, just because at this point it's so convoluted.
But you agree that Nero's a good character?
No, he was an interesting character,
and now he's gone. We're never gonna know who he's.
He can come back.
It won't be him though.
As long as it's voiced by Johnny Young Bosch, we're fine.
New Dante and new Virgil are not voiced by their original actors.
I'm glad for that.
Well, they're kids.
Yeah.
But, okay. The Devil Trigger. It's changed from him turning into a demon to his hair turning white.
Yeah. But
Virgil's hair is always white. So does that mean when he does Devil Trigger, he's turning into a demon?
I don't know. We'll find out. We haven't... You're getting ahead of yourself here.
I am. I'm thinking way too much.
You're thinking way too ahead of the game. There is a demo coming out at the end of the month, you and I will get to talk about it more. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the game is incredibly slow and ruins everything, and I just can't tell because the trailers are so freaking sweet.
The trailers make the action look fast paced. It gave
allegedly it's running at 30 frames per second.
30 frames per second,
as opposed to originally 60.
Well, games are supposed to run. Frame rate does not matter.
Games
are supposed to run at 60 frames per second, but your eye can only see 24 frames per second, making it more smoother, even though you're seeing the same amount of frames.
Yeah.
And I say 24, but I don't know if that's really it. It's around that. But the amount of frames per second doesn't matter. It's just because it's slow, and it could have just been.
Well, it's because they're using the I think the Unreal Engine. And,
are they?
Yeah, they use the Unreal Engine in this one.
Still, the trailer could just be running at 30 frames per second. Gameplay, you gotta sit down with a frame rate counter and the thing like Robert does to see what he's running, to see what it's running at. And Robert complains when it's running at 57%. I mean, 57 frames per second.
Yes, I know. So, no, I'm with you. I've never been the sort of gamer who I had to have the best ever. That's kind of I think why we're console gamers, because PC gamers are all about trying to just get that next level. like I'm gonna make this 20-year-old game look like it was made today by just making sure that my video card looks so good, and then I download all of these mods.
But again, Devil May. they gave Dante the most important thing that Nero had. The ability to either get closer to big enemies or bring smaller closer back
That's
to
my
it.
favorite thing. Like
They
kept that.
That is a massive, massive improvement. That's one of the reasons I love Nero. While I never did it in the game, I did like the fact that I could grab an enemy and hold him up as a shield. If it worked better, I probably would have done it more.
Yep. No.
But without a demon arm, we're not going to be able to do that.
The combat's a little different too. I think each button is assigned to a different weapon.
Is that right?
Yeah. It isn't that you just switch.
Between.
Yeah. Like X.
That's what Dante's been famous for: switching between weapons in the middle.
Yeah. No. In this one, you basically have them on like one button's a shotgun, one button's pistols. Like I think you can switch between those, but the different things, like you have a scythe.
Yeah.
Which I think the scythe allows you to whip people and pull them closer. I think that's what that does. And there's your sword, the rebellion, and a couple other things. I think there's some more weapons, but for some reason I can't remember them. But yeah, those I think are assigned to individual buttons as opposed to just flipping.
Yeah.
Which I know some people have been kind of freaking out about, but I know a lot of those people haven't played the game yet. So it's one of those things you don't knock it until you try it.
Well, it does sound good. I mean, you can do the combo with your side,
yeah,
and then combo it with your rebellion, and then combo it again with whatever the other weapons are,
without having to hit like the triggers.
And I know okay, this bugs me.
Okay,
they've changed Dante's origin. He's no longer half human, half demon. He's half angel, half demon. His father is still Sparta. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure if a demon got anywhere near an angel vagina, it would burst into flames.
I'm so glad you know sex ed for the angels and demons.
Well, they're not supposed to touch. And plus, angels are hermaphroditic. So he screwed an angel that more than likely...
Maybe he was into it.
More than likely had a wang. Wait, okay. And sometimes they're not even hermaphroditic. They have no definition. It's a Barbie doll down there. He just stuck it up her butt, and she pooped out twin babies. And she's like, "Oh, I didn't know I could do that."
Okay, so I think we're getting a little off topic here.
Nope, this is the topic I want to be on.
Well, I'm kind of excited just because it's Ninja Theory, and Ninja Theory is like one of my favorite.
I don't pay attention to
Enslaved.
Like
my probably in at least my top 5 best games this whole console generation.
This whole console generation is lasting twice as long as any console generation.
I know, so it should have been a lot of choices.
Yeah.
But Enslaved is definitely a high mark.
Yeah.
Their first game, Heavenly Sword on the PS3, I don't recommend it.
No, it's well, it's God of War with more vaginas. One more. Well,
vagina. That's not even the main issue with it. Like the gameplay isn't terrible. It's definitely feels a little ripoff of God of War, but no worse than Dante's Inferno. So
you don't like Dante's Inferno?
Yeah, but that's for a whole different set of issues. I've never played it. Don't. That's not on my top 5.
Worst of this console generation.
It's just so bad. It just deserves to stay in hell where it came from.
Yeah, but it still has to go to purgatory in heaven. The Divine Comedy needs to be finished. I'm sorry, I can't stand it. Even if it's a bad game, if you write it as if you're writing a game, you should always write it as it's standalone, it's finished at the end. If you get enough money for a sequel,
well, this was the biggest issue with it.
You can make a sequel.
Well, the biggest issue was about like 3/4 through the development of that game, we were already told that the studio that was making it was closing its doors.
Were we?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was going to be their last game, and then they were going to get assimilated into the Borg EA plant and moved around, but that was it. Like that, their name, everything.
Dante's Inferno is part of the Divine Comedy, an epic poem that tracks Dante's travels through the 9 circles of hell, purgatory, and finally heaven, the kingdom of heaven.
Yes.
We're not going to get purgatory or the kingdom of heaven.
That's good.
And I really want to know what those look like, because I've seen what hell looks like, the 9 circles. It's wrong, but I've seen it.
maybe it's for the best. Anyways, back to Heavenly Sword. The biggest issue with Heavenly Sword was Sony demanded 4 6-axis controls.
Yeah.
So seriously, the first level I played, I'm like,
You don't
Devil
have to
May
run
Cry.
up a train
That's actually later.
Yeah.
And I was playing it, and essentially you die at the end, or die at the beginning of the game.
Okay.
That's how the game starts. You die, and then you end up in this weird kind of void, and from there you have to... It essentially starts the game from the beginning, and she's recounting what happened. Essentially, to spoil everything, because I looked into it, because I'm like, why? Essentially, she gets the Heavenly Sword, saves the day, but the Heavenly Sword consumes her soul or some shit like that.
Yeah. That was God of War.
I know, okay? I'm not...
He dies at the beginning.
I know!
And tells the story of how he gets back up there.
Well, actually,
and then
the lady does.
Gaia.
Was it Gaia, or was it the lady who was on... Yeah, I guess that's her name. I think it was Athena.
No, because the old lady who's telling the story is Gaia. You reveal that to you at the end of 2 when you meet her.
Okay, yeah, I guess you're right.
Athena helped you and was your patron goddess.
Yeah, yeah. I don't remember.
For some reason, she was at the end of it. There was a statue of her at the beginning, at the back of a ship. Like, who did that for Jason?
No clue.
I think it was Hera, but don't quote me.
I won't quote you.
Good. I'll have to look into that.
What was I going to say? Oh, yes. 4 6-axis controlled. By the second level, you were forced to play this character with a crossbow. And when you shot the crossbow, you needed to move the controller to move the arrow into the enemies. You couldn't just shoot the arrow and let it hit them. You had to move it, and it was completely unplayable. I had to stop. Like, I could not get the freaking arrow to get into people's bodies and kill them.
It's like me and Jericho with the ghost bullet.
So
I have no idea how.
So I do not recommend ever playing that game. Yeah. But Enslaved is amazing.
I do want to play that.
That
you had it again.
I know
recently.
I know.
And you're like, I'm never getting rid of that. And then 2 days later, I traded that back.
Well, I didn't trade it in. I returned it because there was something else. There was a pre-order I needed to put on something. It's fine. I'll get it.
Turns you into a liar.
It does. Well, what made Enslaved so amazing wasn't necessarily the gameplay, which is simplistic, but not boring. It was the characters and the story and the plot and the way they were all written. You felt for the characters, because at first you're just like, who are these assholes? You know, why is that woman a bitch? Why must this man wear a crown on his head that kills him if he walks away? You know?
Oh, I remember that crown. And then later she's all horrified and like, I took it off, and he's like, what are you doing? Put it back on. Why? Why? Sure, you two love each other now, and that's beautiful. I get that, but that's a suicide crown. If she trips and falls down a cliff and is perfectly fine, but it's too far away from you, your head explodes.
Again, don't... We can pick apart any video game scene to this extreme.
We need to pick apart any video game. That's something we do. That'll be something we'll do. That'll be our, not a podcast, but a pick apart.
So we'll watch
Gamer7 picks apart.
We'll watch cutscenes in games and pick apart the science and other things of it. This can't happen. Yeah, or it's yes.
Gamer7 picks apart.
But that's my biggest thing of why I'm so pumped for DMC is I want to see that plot. I want to see if the characters become likable, because to me, having a likable Dante is the most impossible feat. Because
really?
I didn't care for him.
Well, Dante had three separate personalities.
I know. In Devil May Cry 1, he was just there.
He was kind of stoic. And not really taking everything seriously and laughing.
He was
silently laughing.
Yeah, he was smooth, but he wasn't super smooth. He knew when to talk and when to just be silent.
Up, when to smile and laugh and when to get shit done.
Yeah.
That was Dante in 1.
And then 2.
2, he was angry, he was dark, he was
silly.
Was he silly? You found him silly?
In the worst possible way. I found him silly because
he was supposed to have gone through so many different traumas. I mean, like, you don't see Lady and you don't see that girl that was designed to look like his mom anymore.
Yeah.
So I assume they're dead.
And then we had that stupid other character
that created Demon Human. Let's not talk about her.
Was that what she was?
Yeah.
I didn't even play the campaign. Like, I have the HD collection.
You don't even need to play the campaign.
Oh, I know. I need the achievement, but
okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But and he was supposed to have gone through all these things that made him dark and an angry person and not funny anymore. And even gave him his own devil form, because he doesn't change depending on what devil arm you have in that. What sword, what weapon. Yeah. He has his own demon form now.
Yeah, I remember that.
We're supposed.
It was stupid.
Yeah, and when people didn't like it, they go, oh, well, that's him at the end of his story. We're going to show you more things, and then it'll make more sense, and you'll like it better.
To this day, it doesn't make sense, and it's stupid.
And again, they abandoned it with this new Devil May Cry.
And maybe that's the best thing. Maybe leaving it because we'll never have to see what led up to Devil May Cry 2. Because nothing could ever make Devil May Cry 2 good. There can never be a game that explains so much that we play 2 and we go, that's a good game. Because that game was half-assed and lazy the whole way. All of the rooms looked the same. They kept repeating bosses. The last boss is
a giant blob of
all the bosses.
Yeah, I know.
How can you do that?
And the easiest way to win, Gamer7 tip, the easiest way to win is go to the bird. Go to the bird part of him and just dodge its lasers and slash the shit out of it.
See, you know what I did? Best thing. My official Gamer7 tip. You grab a rubber band. You put it around the shoot button, the trigger, and you spend the whole rest of the time dodging. So you dodge the bird, you take the bird out. Then you slowly inch over to the next boss. I think you got to go to the right. I could be wrong. This might be the left. And you work on shooting that boss while still remaining slightly...
Did you have to take them apart? Did you have to kill them individually?
Yes.
It only had its own life bar.
No.
No?
You'd shoot one of them enough, and then finally it died, and you couldn't take any more damage, and you had to move to another part.
I only remember... I can only remember killing the bird.
Yeah, well...
And then the boss died. But, again, I haven't played the HD versions.
Yeah, no, you...
I played this way back when...
No, it was so freaking hard, and I'm like, it shouldn't be this difficult. Like, the stupid tarantula before it wasn't difficult at all.
No.
Why the hell was he even in it?
Yeah, he was dead.
He was dead in one.
I guess he's... Well, he did have a lot of babies. Maybe then one grew up. Or is this Phantom?
They say it's Phantom. The achievement even says it's Phantom.
Really?
Yeah. I don't get it. But yeah, no, you have to slowly move across, and what I would do, because it took way too long, even though what I did took forever too, I essentially just went as far back where I couldn't go any more back, and then I would just constantly shoot him with the pistols, and then I would slowly move forward, but I would just move enough where they're doing their attacks, but they couldn't hit me. It took an hour.
Yeah, so cheap.
It took 45 minutes, but I did it. I got the achievement, and I have not played Devil May Cry 2 since.
Okay.
Devil May Cry 3. Let's talk about
he's
Dante.
He's a lot of fun in that one because he's just a smart ass kid.
That's the only Devil May Cry that I played and I stuck with, because I played the special edition on the PS2.
Yeah, my copy.
Yes, I decided I'll try this one. Like, I didn't hated 1, never played 2, and so I was like, let's try 3 and see the special edition. So I played it, and I found that enjoyable. The combat worked. The combat gripes that I kind of had in the first one, that I even remembered playing, was completely fixed. Like, everything just felt better.
Yep, and Dante's just
and maybe that
kid. I mean, He's not taking anything seriously, and he's telling people his mind. He's speaking his mind the entire time. Just like, yeah, you suck. You're stupid. I'm going to shoot you. Oh, why are you dodging? I'll slash you with my sword. Oh, it opened the door? Oh, I guess you are helpful.
Yeah, no, and maybe... that's why I'm kind of also interested in DMC, is just he's kind of loudmouth.
He's not loudmouth Dante anymore. He's like, I'm a troubled kid, and
yeah, there's one trailer you need to watch where he kind of does that. There's this whole scene where he's living in a trailer, and a bunch of demons flip the trailer. And
I think I have seen it.
Yeah,
actually.
he was eating a pizza, and there was this wonderful pizza penis censorship. Where the pizza just perfectly folded where his crotch would have been as he's putting on pants in midair.
Okay, I haven't seen this trailer.
Okay, I'll have to show it to you. It's freaking hilarious. When I saw that, it just reminded me of Devil May Cry 3.
He loved it. He was trying to eat the pizza.
Yeah, and it's the same thing here. He was just kind of chilling in his little trailer, and then demons just push it, and it's like flying free flying, and he was in the middle of eating food, and there's this pizza that completely covers his crotch as he's flying in midair and grabbing his pants to put them on, and then he ends up outside and beats the crap out of them, and it's awesome.
As you do.
So, I don't know, but I'm interested. I'm way interested. You are now me. You were on the sideline. You were the sideline guy going.
It's completely, the coin has flipped.
Yes, where I am so pumped for this Devil May Cry. Like, it's just that's gonna be my game next year.
Is it next year? I thought it was
January 13th, I think. So this and Colonial Marines. That's kind of like it's my bread and butter next year.
Marines, man.
So yeah, no, but you're now like
I'm on the fence.
I don't know how I feel about this one. I
want to play it. I will play it, but again, they just took everything away from me that I wanted to see.
Yes, it's true.
Like, they're abandoning it. It is abandoned now. The things that happen in two gameplay wise and enemy design, everything lazy and bad. But at least the story could have been explained. Maybe Phantom got resurrected in his past and killed one of his girlfriends, and that's why Phantom was back. I'm not even sure Phantom is the name of the spider. I just think it is.
I think it's Phantom. I know it starts with a P.
Yeah.
We're probably wrong. We're probably going to get a comment saying, his name is this.
Oh, thank you, random commenter who will say it and be all snide and snarky and call us idiots.
And we'll like it. We'll like the post.
Comment liked.
This is the best comment we received. Was us telling us we're wrong. We're gonna troll trolls. Okay, well, I think that's about as much as we can talk about.
We could talk for hours about it.
Yeah, I know, but I think we've reached how we feel about it.
Yeah, I guess maybe.
So there are some extra things that we're going to talk about in Gamer7. It's not just games. You can explain your segment because this is...
Okay, I'm a big fan of movies, and not all movies are gold. But just because they're not gold doesn't mean you can't polish that turd. I will, when the videos get put up, I will have a segment called Craptastic Entertainment, based off of bad songs, video games, movies that I enjoy, mostly movies, that I enjoy for the reasons they are bad. And my counterpart over here likes anime, so I'll let him explain his anime.
So thing. I own a lot of anime. I think we'll post an image on this podcast really fast around this time frame to show you my collection. It is quite vast and worth a lot of money. And it's kind of been my center of attention for the past decade because I've been collecting anime now for
longer than you've known me.
Yeah, no, I started collecting around 2001, 2002. So yeah, about a decade now. Yeah. So it's gotten big. And so my buddy Jeremy over here is really kind of on the fence with anime. Like, you watch it.
I like anime. I watch anime, but I'm not like, ooh, a new anime that I don't know anything about is coming out. I will give it a shot.
You don't. You need one of us to explain it to you in detail, and then bring the episodes to you.
And then I'll be like, okay, or no, I don't want to watch that.
So, so I'm going to be doing anime reviews, not just for my buddy over here, but for other people who might have been on the fence about older anime, which is my bread and butter.
Yeah, but for now, we will just be explaining I will be explaining bad movies to him, and he will explain the anime he has to me, one by one, we will get into each other's heads.
So what craptastic film do I need to watch that I have not seen?
Oh, it's even Japanese, so that'll help you. Based on a manga.
Based on a manga, eh?
Based on a manga.
You watching a movie based on a manga.
It's more likely than you think. It's Tokyo Gore Police.
Okay, I have heard of this, and I know I've seen it on Netflix, but I have never taken the time to...
Watch it.
Yeah, that.
You need to. You will... Okay, we will watch it after this podcast, and next podcast, you will tell people what you thought.
Tokyo Gore, please. Okay, fine, we'll do that.
Okay. It's about a police officer in Tokyo.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
And I assume there's some gore somewhere in this.
No.
Ah.
Of course there's gore. It's Japan. But, and she is part of a special brigade that deals with these psychopath monsters called engineers. They start off as just normal people, but as you remove a limb or hurt them in some way, it actually becomes a stronger part of their body and a weapon. Like, the first engineer she takes on is a dude who wields a chainsaw and eats people. She cuts off his hand, and his hand becomes a chainsaw.
So he goes all Evil Dead.
Evil Dead, but it's made out of flesh.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, made out of flesh and bone and teeth, and it looks really freaky. It's even attached by a chain.
We'll need to post some images while we're talking about this, just so people can see this crazy stuff.
But the only way to kill an engineer is to destroy this tumor that's in their body, that's in the shape of a key.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Japan.
It's her dealing with that and repressing. She's constantly cutting herself because she's one of those.
Oh, one of those.
Yeah, and in these worlds, cutting yourself is like a market. They have like sort of Hello Kitty-ish design of razors that you can cut your wrist with. Or your arm.
So being emo and suicidal is apparently a commodity.
Yeah, in this world.
Okay.
Okay, but the police brigade she's part of dress as samurai, just sort of like techno samurai. I guess. And it's their just complete job to take out and the police are privatized, I think, so they can, the city pays them.
Okay.
To do all these, to police Tokyo and things like that. And slowly, she starts unraveling the mystery of the key-shaped tumors, and it turns out she's tied to it in one way or another. And there's this villain, the main villain gets his head cut off right here. But
okay, so basically where his...
From the nose to the... right above the nose, under the eyes, though. To all the way back, and the top of his head is removed, and he pulls it off, and a new one grows. Wait.
Oh, wait.
With gun barrel eyeballs.
Right on.
He can shoot out of his eyes now. And it turns out they're linked in some way. I don't want to give too many spoilers. But,
yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah. But the chief of... Okay, I'm going to give you some fun stuff about this movie.
Okay.
One thing, it's you cut your finger and you're blowing a hole through the roof for the amount of blood that's coming out.
Oh, it's one of those. Yeah. You get... paper cut! Oh, damn it. I'm flooding the house.
And that'll tie into something I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
But the chief of police is this sadist guy who keeps a boy-girl quadriplegic girl on a chain as a dog in a gas mask, dressed as a gimp. He removed the gas mask at one point, and with Japanese people, Japanese celebrities, you can never really tell if it's a guy or a girl.
I'll probably inform you.
Yeah, thank you. I will appreciate it. I guess that sounded racist, but I'm not racist.
No, it's just some Japanese are very
really
very
tell.
Feminine. I get
I was
it.
like, I can't tell with you. You're in clothing that even if you had breasts, they would pull them down tight. But he keeps it as a dog, and that dog at one point towards the climax of the film, during the climax of the film, engineers are going nuts and the cops are just killing everybody just if they might be an engineer.
Yeah.
it starts walking around on katana limbs. And seriously, it's the best fight in the movie. It's like jumping around like a spider, slashing with all four, and it's cut off like right, like 4 inches above the elbow,
okay,
and above the knee,
okay.
Or maybe at the knee.
So it kind of looked like those things from The Suffering.
Sort of. I never played The Suffering. I really wanted to, but I never owned an Xbox.
I have it on Xbox, so
cool. I will play it at some
and its
point.
sequel. Ties that bind. Continue.
And then there's the fight with the chief of police after the fight, directly after the fight, and he loses his legs in the fight, and he's like, "You think that'll stop me?" And he takes these needles out of nowhere and injects them into his legs. And you remember how you kept saying the king of Britannia from Code Geass?
Yeah, the Rocket Charles.
Yeah, Rocket Charles. Rocket Chief of Police. The blood starts spurting out of his leg with so much force that he starts flying around the room, attacking with a katana and slashing at the main character.
Oh. Wow.
That movie is so dumb, but everything dumb about it makes it awesome.
I will admit, this is one of the few Craptastic movies where I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, I guess we could do this.
Oh, that's my pitch for Tokyo Gore Police.
It's okay. So I guess now I gotta pitch you one of my animes for my collection.
Yep, that's
and this anime is old.
Old?
Like 80s.
80s anime.
80s anime.
Where everybody was round and really big eyes and really big mouths. And
yes,
all
it was
anime looked exactly the same.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. But this one has roots that you will appreciate.
Roots that I will appreciate.
Yes. Hentai.
I will appreciate this.
Okay, so it's in the 80s, and there is an animation called Cream Lemons, which were essentially OVAs, or for people who are not well versed in the way of anime.
Okay.
Essentially, they were released on VHS only, or some sort of format that wasn't television, because it was porn. And they were just random stories, and they were anything from incestuous relationships to robots, and it was crazy. Okay. Essentially, whoever had a crazy idea would animate it and get it directed, and it would become a Cream Lemon, or part of the Cream Lemon series.
Okay.
Some really famous directors have been involved. Ono did some stuff here and there. I think he did animations for some of them and everything. So, yeah, I can go on forever about that. But one of them that was, but didn't end up becoming, was Project Echo. It is an extremely odd series that you can see some of the influence, but very little. The what was left of the original art cells, they only used a single scene, which was one of the characters taking a bath, and that was the only thing that made it into its original thing. The rest of it is completely new and amazing, and the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, the greatest thing?
To some extent. This is definitely one of my more favorite animes. I lost it at one point in time, and I became very sad, especially when I found it for so cheap. I lost it, and then found out it was extremely rare. Like $95 rare at the time. It has since been re-released again and again, so now it is cheap, and I recommend it for everyone. The plot is about as generic as it gets. There's a teenage girl who's friends with another teenage girl, and the first teenage girl has superpowers.
Of course.
She has like supersonic speed, and she can like
tiptoe through the
If you've seen
through the window.
Yes, there's an AMV Hell segment that uses that. So yeah, essentially, her name is Eiko.
No.
Yes, and she has superhuman powers. She can jump really high, run really fast, just go through fucking brick walls, no issue.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with her. Her best friend is Seiko.
Seiko.
Yes.
Aiko and Seiko. Is there a Biko?
Let me get there. Okay. Seiko is her dumb as shit friend.
Oh, dumb as shit.
Oh, she's dumb as shit. And they Aiko has a rival in the form of Biko.
Of course!
Who is a snobby rich girl who wants everything. And she wants Seiko.
Does she, wants her? To be hers as an item?
Kind of. Let me go on.
I'm reminded of Steel Angel Kurumi.
The plot is really weird at first. You can't really quite understand. There's this guy who's constantly sitting outside waiting for Aiko to leave for school, and he constantly gets trampled and run over and beaten the crap out of.
No, masochist, obviously.
No. But it seems like he's watching her from a distance, and you don't really quite understand. Mm-hmm. And he has these weird sci-fi looking binoculars. So we find out about Biko. She's a snobby rich girl who wants everything, and she wants Seiko. And she wants Seiko so bad that the whole middle of the anime involves Biko trying to take on Aiko. And this eventually leads to her getting her own robot suit that she wears, complete with Macross missile launchers and all sorts of...
I am very reminded of the second season of Steel Angel Kurumi.
But yeah, no, the middle gets so hilarious because just every day it's the same thing. So we're just watching these fights constantly happen, and she keeps bringing giant, bigger robots to fight alongside her, and they just get decimated in seconds. And you're like, why is this rich girl wasting probably billions of dollars of her own money so that she can have a girl, like a girl as we assume a friend, but we don't really quite understand if it's more or less. But no, we find out that apparently Biko used to be friends with Seiko when they were really young. But she was a bitch.
Oh.
And she would just screw with Seiko and I assume turn her into the crazy dumb chick that she is today. And Aiko was so annoyed by the fact that Biko is such a bitch that she stole Seiko from her, and then they became friends. And then Biko was left in the dust. And it's such a shocking revelation because no one really quite realizes it. Biko knows, but Aiko's after the explanation, almost more than halfway through the anime, she's like, oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I remember you. And you're just like, what? Oh, I hadn't about the best part. This has some of the worst voice acting, but not degrading. It's terrible, but enjoyable because it's terrible.
Oh,
it does it. It blends it so well. You really do feel like you're watching.
It's a craptastic anime.
It's kind of craptastic
because of the voice work.
So let's see here. Right at the end, aliens. You find out that the guy with the binoculars is involved with aliens, and that they're trying to scan and figure out. They're trying to find their lost princess, which you would assume is Aiko. It's not.
It's Seiko.
It's freaking Seiko. Just left field. They don't even explain why Aiko has superpowers and stuff. All of a sudden aliens come in and you're like, it's aliens. She's an alien. I get it. Cool. Whatever. No, apparently the whiny girl is the alien. So, yeah, aliens start taking over. Aiko and Biko have to use each other. There's these awesome fight scenes with, airplanes flying everywhere. The production value for the time is amazing. They're just crazy spaceships flying around everywhere. Everyone's getting blown up and shit, and it's a blast. I actually showed this to Tristano recently when I refound it at Rasputin. I literally bought it, rode my bike to his house, and said, we're watching this. And his mind was blown because he had no idea what he was about ready to see.
Okay.
I totally recommend this.
How many episodes is it?
It's a movie.
Oh, it's a movie. Okay.
It's 86 minutes.
86 minutes.
There's 2 other movies that I've never been able to see, but they are continuations of the absurdity. Okay. Oh, I didn't even bring up the best part. The whole reason. This thing makes fun of all other animes that came out at the time.
Okay.
So there's this awesome part where Biko has a group of friends, and one of them is this really freaking buff girl who's like 12 feet tall and has muscles like the size of the main characters.
Okay.
And she has the most feminine voice in the world. Except when she's fighting. When she's fighting, they get a male voice actor go, "Dwah, dwah, dwah." But then when she's talking, she has the voice of a 12-year-old girl. And it's awesome watching Aiko fight whatever her name was. I don't even remember what her name was.
Okay.
But it's amazing.
I'll give it a shot.
Okay, sweet. So I'm gonna make you watch that too, and then you'll come back with your report on Project Aiko. So yeah, how much? Wow, 55 minutes.
Sweet, we got an hour.
We pretty much made an hour-long show. We are so proud of ourselves, and
Yay!
And we're proud of you if you listened. If you aren't listening to this and you totally stopped at like minute 13, shame on you.
Go fuck yourself. I don't have to be nice to people who aren't my fans, right?
Yeah, no, you don't. You don't. We can be mean. So yeah, I think we're gonna stop now. We're gonna.
This is the end. This is the end of the show. Yes, I decided to sing it.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
Shut up.
Okay. Next week, I guess we'll talk about the things that we talked about at the end and see if either one of them liked it, and hopefully come up with a new interesting topic.
Yep.